Hello everyone, welcome back to our Let's Play of Dwarf Fortress Tradeancient. So in our last video, at the end of the video, we were a bit worried because I had caused the game to drop FPS to like 20, and it seemed like nothing that I was going to do could fix it. I stopped the video and let it run for a little while to see if things would improve. It didn't. I undesignated a bunch of trees to be chopped. That still didn't fix the problem. So I was a bit lost as to what to do. And yesterday I opened up the game just to see maybe if like closing it and reopening it would help, and it did. So apparently something happened with me assigning those trees to get chopped down. Maybe it was a memory leak. I don't know. Dwarf Fortress, for all of its charm, does have some rough edges. Some things happen that don't make a whole lot of sense. So, but we can't hold that against Dwarf Fortress. It's an amazing game. So, regardless, it's working now. So, hallelujah, right? Okay, it is the beginning of the year 253. So this will be the third year that we have played with this fortress. We are up to, looks like, let's see, how many? 99 citizens now. We have 99 citizens, and we should be getting another migrant wave in the spring, which should boost us up probably to somewhere around 110, possibly even more if the wave is big enough. If we got like a mid-20s wave, it would boost us up over 120, which would be quite a number. So, okay, Meng, last name I'm not going to say, gave birth. Great, congratulations. So something that I'm thinking about doing in my future Let's Plays of Dwarf Fortress is something that I saw Quill. If you're familiar with Quill 18, he does some Dwarf Fortress from time to time. Something that he does with his live streams, he allows his subscribers to request to be in the games. So, I don't have any like subscriber thing or anything like that, but what I will do is, if you would like for me to assign your name to a dwarf in my Let's Play, you can just indicate so in the comments of any of my videos, and just tell me what name you'd like, and whenever I start a new Let's Play, I will pull up that list and I will make sure that you are named accordingly. If I get more than 7 people that want to be named, well then, it'll be first come, first serve on the first 7, and then everybody else will get named in the first migration wave. And that would add a little bit of fun to it too, because just like in Quill, whenever Quill does it, it's always funny to see what happens to different people. So, okay, so what are we gonna be working on here? I don't think I want to designate any more trees to get chopped down. I'm not eager to run right back into that. I guess let's look at our mining layer. Looks like we're going to be slaughtering a horse, or we just did slaughter a horse. So they still have a little bit left to go here. But that looks like we found a lot of tetrahedrite there, which is awesome possum. Okay, looks like the engraving is pretty well done on this layer. So we need to engrave these bedrooms. So let's designate for engraving. And we'll just go ahead and, we'll just go like this. And we'll designate that for engraving, and we'll go ahead and designate the other side too, because the auto labor is probably going to throw a lot of labor at that. And then once we get, let's go ahead and designate this for dumping. We can go on the clothing scourge crusade here. Once we get, oops, I think I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, there we go. Once we get our migration wave in, we can set up our next militia. Speaking of which, once I get done with this, I'm going to check and see if we can start making some bronze armor. Or, we should already be smelting it, since we figured out that you don't have to smelt the 2 different ores down into bars first. You can actually just smelt the ore as it is, which is awesome. So tetrahedrite's being smelted there, bronze bars are being smelted there. Maybe we should just tell this one, just, hey, stop. Just stop. Stop. And we'll just focus on this, and we can get some action going here. So, first things first, if we're getting our melee militia set up, we need to decide on a weapon. So why don't we go ahead and... I was going to say let's create a new squad and see what the name is, because that would be kind of fun. But let's go ahead and hold off on that. I was going to use the name as maybe some inspiration as to what weapon they should use, because we all want them to use the same weapon. I'm a big fan of solidarity, so... but failing that, we can at least get started on making some armor. So let's check our stockpile of bars. We have 17 bronze bars at the moment. So it's not a whole lot, but it's something. And what we'll do is, instead of actually queuing it up at the workshop, we're going to make some work orders. So when I think of armor, the very first thing that I think of, the most important thing, is the breastplate. So we're going to make bronze breastplate. We're going to make 10. 10, 10, 10. And then when that's finished, we'll see how many bars we have, and we'll probably make, like, I don't know, the helms next. I guess what we could do, actually, is we could set both of these to smelting bronze. That sounds like a winner. Excellent. Excellent idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Okay. Okay, so engraving is going well. I can't believe how many people like to go and hang out in the... basically in the mausoleum. They just love it. They're like, oh yeah, hey mom, I'm gonna go hang out, you know, with the coffins, you know. Oh, have fun. That's just kind of weird to me. Are these getting fertilized? Sort of. Sort of. Are we still making... So we're not making any potash. I don't know why it's not getting fertilized. Oh well. Oh well, what's going on over here? Processing plants, that sounds great. Sounds like a smashing idea. I'm sure we have some more gems to get. Indeed we do. Some citrine, some pipe opals. Keep on cutting, boys. Alright. And maybe now our mining layer... Maybe now our mining layer is... Yeah, it's pretty much there. Let's go ahead and dig V out this stuff. Let's just get it done while we're thinking about it, while I'm thinking about it. And I will try my damnedest to not leave up the prompt like I do dog V again. Like I do half the time, I always leave that damn command prompt up. And it embarrasses me. I get embarrassed. I'm like, man, these guys are all going to stop watching me because I'm a schmuck. I mean, I am a schmuck, but don't stop watching me because I'm a schmuck. You should just wait for me to do Schmucky the Clown things and just laugh. Just be like, man, this guy is stupid. Okay, so we're getting a lot of citrines, it looks like. Nope, those are yellow zircons. But we have a lot of them, so that's good. Very good. I like something very zen-like about mining out these gems. I don't know, maybe I can just see the profit rolling in. Okay, they could find some more as they're digging, and I do anticipate that they will. We'll have to check on this layer again, because they will definitely find gems as they mine out the tetrahedrite. So we always have to make another pass through here. Lots, and ooh, that was a good one. A thick one. Thick and meaty and with a hole in the middle. Oh man, what did I just say? Anyways, oh man, oh man. Okay, so here are some shell opals. Those were kind of hidden in that layer there. Kind of hard for me to see. So, what is our goal for this game? It's, you know, this is like, we're getting on up there. I mean, this is a lot of episodes. Granted, we're only 3 years in. We've went a little bit slow, just because, you know, I've had a few conundrums that have came up that I had to solve, and then also because I kind of wanted to make this a little bit more of a teaching series. So what's going to be our goal? Like, what are we going to try to do here? Well, I'm not really too sure. We could dig down. Ooh, nice. We could dig down to some magma and try to set up magma forges. We could go to the circus, which we probably will end up going to the circus at some point, because who doesn't love clowns and cotton candy? Oh, how did I miss this beautiful cluster of almondines? I don't know how to say it. I'm not a jeweler. I love the circus. There's one right here, conspicuously hanging out. Oh, some more. See, this is why you got to make multiple passes through here. I think that's probably good, though. Anyways, we'll probably do that. What else could we do? Well, we could continue doing what we're doing, basically trying to make as much wealth as we possibly can and making our fortress look as cool as possible. I'm not really too good at, I guess, what people would call like stupid dwarf tricks, where people set up elaborate things, you know, like using water pumps and things like that. I'm not quite to that level of proficiency with Dwarf Fortress. Apologies. So, you know, I'm not going to be setting up anything really cool like that. Maybe in a future playthrough. You know, I don't want to start something in a video that I'm not confident that I can't finish, that I don't know how to do, you know? And because, I mean, then we'd have an even bigger conundrum, and you'd be sitting there watching the video while I'm on the wiki, and I'm trying to keep you amused, but I'm also kind of frustrated because I can't do what I'm trying to show you. So I would much rather just focus on things that I know how to do, things that I know that I can show you guys. So, alright, so what we built down here, we built a soap maker's workshop. We're making soap from tallow. Yeah, the great mystery of the tallow continues, apparently. Even though, if we look under glob, we've got quite a bit of tallow. Nobody knows where it is. Maybe it's in the kitchen. I've already looked in the kitchen. It's not in the kitchen. Yeah, it's not in the kitchen. It's not in the kitchen, and it comes from fat. You know. What all is this? We did get a trade. We did get a trade. Oh, the elves are here. Oh, okay. See, when it shifted up to the surface earlier, I thought it was because I accidentally hit F1 when I hit Shift F1, but it turns out we did get a trade depot, or a trade caravan. So, all right. Well, even though the elves are probably not going to have much that we're going to want, we're going to go ahead and request our trader come up here, and let's see, gems. Gems. How about we just trade them gems? How does that sound? We've probably got enough gems to where it's not going to matter. In fact, We probably have... Yeah, look at all these large cut gems we have. Let's try to get rid of some of these. Another added benefit of these large cut gems is that since they're not in bins, we don't really have to worry about the whole thing with, like, you can't sell it out of a wooden bin or otherwise they get pissed off and they leave. You know, which is a thing, you know. I mean, I don't want to piss them off. It's probably only a matter of time before they say, hey, stop chopping down trees. And I have to go, okay, I won't chop down trees. Okay, so is anything happening here? Did that work order ever get... Okay, it did get validated. 5 are made. Excellent. What about this? Is this going on? Is this happening? Is this a happening thing? It says it's active. It says it's active. So what do we got here? This is ammo, weapons, armor, bar, block, and bin. You know, it occurs to me that the reason that some of these, it occurs to me that maybe some of the reason why this isn't happening faster is because they're actually having to go down and get the ore. And maybe that's a function of just not having enough space for ore up here. So we might just want to go ahead and make a really nice sized ore stockpile just right up here. I mean, we've got all of this room anyways, and if it would save some time for the people that are actually smelting to where they could just, you know, come over here, grab something, smelt it, and then the peons could do all the moving, all the heavy work, would be perfect. So let's go in here, and we don't want economic stone in here, or other stone, which, yeah, we don't want economic stone, we don't want clay, we want metal ores. So, yes. And maybe what we should do is we should specify that we only want the cassiterite and the tetrahedrite. I mean, platinum nuggets, I guess they'd be okay. We can also, okay, so I'm gonna make some exceptions here. All right, hematite would be fine, even though we're probably not going to find it if we haven't already found it, because it is an iron-bearing ore. Gold nuggets, silver nuggets, copper nuggets would be fine too. Galena, I think, is fine because it smelts into silver. Magnetite also has iron in it. Native aluminum, sure. So there's most of the metal ores, a majority of the metal ores are fine. It's just some of them are not. You know, the cassiterite is useless pretty much to us unless we don't, you know, the tetrahedrite. The tetrahedrite, opened up a whole new world for us. Without that tetrahedrite, we would still be trying to scavenge armor off of merchants. Alright, so what's going on up here? What's going on up here? Well, if we look at our job listing here, we can tell if they're still bringing things to the trade depot. And I got to this by hitting lowercase j, just little j, and I don't see any... Just scanning through here, I don't see anything being brought to the depot, which tells me that everything already is here. So let's go ahead and trade. All right, so just to get an idea, they have about 7,000 dwarf bucks, and we have 22,000 here. So yeah, we'd be able to buy everything they have if we wanted to, but we don't. We don't want everything they have. You know, normally with the elves, I love it when they bring a lot of wood like this because I'll buy the wood. You know, it's cheap and it keeps me from pissing the elves off, so I'm fine with buying it. But in our current situation, we've got so many trees that it just doesn't seem to matter. But I don't want to start another riot with, you know, the FPS. So I might just go ahead and buy all the wood. Let's just do it. It'll save us the time of actually having to designate those trees to get chopped, sending somebody outside. So I'm for that. We'll do it. We're buying them out of wood. It doesn't matter. We've got tons of money, and it'll cut down on labor, whatever. And then we don't need any instruments. A wolf cage. Woo! Wolves are kind of cool because you can train them to be war animals. It's kind of cool. And we did lose that dog. That dog was our guard animal. Let's buy this wolf. Yeah. Ooh, a giant king cobra. We could like put that in. Well, you know, our king really loves animal traps, so we could put the king cobra in the room. No. I'm going to pass. Let's see, what else do we have here? Although I did get a pretty good mental image out of that. Some birds, no thanks. Parrots. I love parrots, actually. Real life, love parrots. Giant mosquito. What the hell? No thanks. But back to parrots. Love parrots. I would love to have a parrot. But my wife says, no way. And they are really loud. We've already got, you know, our cat. I'm sure you've heard me talking to her before. She's a bit of a handful. We don't need any of this armor. Bunch of armor that we don't need. Arrows we don't need. I'm going to go ahead and take their food, because that's what I do. Every trade caravan that comes in, I always buy the food. Because you never know what's going to happen. You just never know. So you never know. Okay, so that is it's only 342 dwarf bucks worth of value. So we're just going to give them. How about let's go to those large gems, and let's get rid of some of these junk gems. Yeah, how about that? Let's get rid of some of these junky gems. So some of these large junky gems that can't go in bins. Sure. We'll give them anything that's under 200. So they'll make 800. Let's give them the 200s as well. Let's send them off with a little bit of... That still may not be enough profit, really. I don't know. I mean, it's like 4 times what we're buying from them, but, you know, they may demand more. If they do, they do. In my experience, normally it's the humans. The humans are always the ones that come to you in the trade, and they're always like, no, we want not just your arm, but we want a leg and a kidney too. So, yeah, elves normally are fine. So he's pleased, he's not ecstatic, he's not very pleased. Probably just because we're not buying very much. Well, you know, that dims the brakes, you know, bring better stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and send the trader back. We'll move our goods from the depot by hitting Shift Enter. And then, so we've got our wolf, right? We've got our wolf. Hungry like the wolf. We want to assign that wolf. He is tame, so we're going to assign him to the chain. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into our livestock screen here. Or maybe this isn't this. There's a screen I want to go into. Not that screen. It's not a screen that I go into very much. That's why I can't remember it. Why can't I remember it? I want to go into the screen where I can actually designate the animal to be trained. So I'm trying to figure out which one that is. Well, it's not unit list, right? That's where we just were. It's not this screen, is it? Whoa, now that's crazy. That's a bunch of crazy talk. Maybe we can just go to the unit. A large canine found in temperate regions. It is territorial and hunts in packs. He is gigantic. His hair is gray, his skin is brown, his eyes are orange. What we'll probably end up doing, because this is something I love to do, is we're going to train him for war, and then we're going to assign him to our captain of the guard, and I'm just going to have a heyday with that. Okay, I really need to focus here. Trying to get those animals. Where is that screen? No. No. This is where I just start hitting buttons. Oh, I hit tab. Oops. Okay, so here is our activity zone. It's funny because I went to this screen, you know, not that long ago, actually. I went to this screen a few episodes ago because I remember it. It was during the Great Goblin Conundrum. Maybe it's this screen? Aha! Yes, so it's under... I'm sorry, that was probably super loud, guys. I am sorry. So you hit Z and just hit enter here on animals. Duh. I can't believe I didn't go here. And this is where you can actually toggle training. So you can see here also if they have an owner. So you can see some of the animals have owners. We have a giant wild boar. It's not tame. We could try to tame that. Or we could also just slaughter it. Let's just set a trainer on it. We'll just say any trainer is fine. And they're going to try to tame that thing. And then if they tame it, I wonder if we can toggle it for war training. We have a giant wild boar that we ride into battle. All right, where's our wolf? Here's our wolf. What? We can't do war training? I thought we could do war training on a wolf. It must have to be a dire wolf. Maybe I've done that before with a dire wolf. Well, regardless, it's a freaking wolf that sits outside of our entrance. That has to count for something, right? Right? Okay. All right, so I imagine, yeah, you can already see some of the ore is trickling upstairs. It's probably we're probably gonna see more and more of it trickling upstairs as people are not bringing stuff from the trade depot, because people are going to be bringing in wood from the trade depot and food. Speaking of which, let's look at our stockpiles, and yeah, they're fine. They're going to be bringing all that stuff up, and yeah. But then I imagine there's going to be a lot of activity in terms of bringing up ore to fill this in. And that's good, because that'll mean these guys won't have to go as far to smelt the bronze. So it looks like... Oh, so each breastplate takes 3 bronze bars. So we couldn't even finish that job. We have 2 left. That's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah, so here comes the ore. And that'll just make it more efficient, which is good. Okay, I'm going to pause the game, and we're going to put a cut in here. And in our next video, we will continue trying to pump out some breastplates. I imagine we'll probably get a migrant wave. We'll set up our militia melee unit, and we'll pick a weapon that they're going to wield. And hopefully they have a really cool name. Yeah, so thank you for joining me, and until next time, game on. I completely forgot the command prompt again. I feel like such a noob. Game on.